questions. But let me talk to you a little bit about our kids, or your kids in particular, boys and girls. So this is going to be a little, I guess, controversial. I don't understand why exactly, but the way I frame it is boys and girls, obviously there's a lot similar to them, but it's their differences that makes the distinction between what a boy and a girl is. I'm not getting to gender issues or any of that stuff, but the way I've learned to say it, at least in the business world, is I would say that some of us have testosterone poisoning, and I'd talk about aspects of that. And everybody liked that and agreed. And then I'd say, and some of us have estrogen poisoning, and they actually laughed and liked that too. And I would say that you have kids in your home that are estrogen or testosterone poison, and there are some dynamics that go with that. So what I wanted to do is talk to you about how to really affect and encourage girls and boys, because it's a little different with each. So my understanding, sort of traditional, a lot of history and thinking about this, is that there's a driver with the testosterone poisoning to elevate significance ahead of relational stuff. And there are lots of documentation that points this up. The testosterone-oriented males as a population, not saying they're not exceptions, but as a population, they like to fiddle with things, doing things, the world of things. They tend to be engineers pretty massively. And the estrogen folks tend to be, let's say, in a category of physicians and nurses. And that's much more relational, because there's a nurturing component. And we know this, like in the Scandinavian countries, where they've tried to make it even. And the self-select process that people have, they gravitate to these things, because some people really like to help relationally, and other people like to build the thing. That's the way it goes. So when you think about kids, boys and girls, here's what I want to say. Boys are going to have a bias to want to feel like respected or significance, significant, that's going to be a driver to them. So and girls in that orientation are going to be more interested in the relational side and like safety, connection and safety. And like I said, it's not hard and fast, but on pattern, you can pretty much rely on this. And so here's what to suggest. What you want to do is with your boys, if you can get them to help you, and get them to help you in a way that you brag on them. So the idea is you're helping them, and they get a box off a shelf, or do something hard, or get in something hard. And when they're done, you brag. You say, "Oh man, couldn't have done it without you. Thanks. What a great job." Or, I mean, you don't want to lie, but whatever it is you can say that is great job. Thank you. Hey, that tells me you're brave. I don't know, whatever it is. But it would be about significance. It would be that game in particular. And what a boy will commonly do, is go, "Oh, nah," especially when they're older. "Nah, that's nothing. No big deal. Sure, no big deal." And when they downplay your compliment, what that means to testosterone poisoned people is, "Tell me more. I need to hear more of that. I need more of that." And it's going to be true if you're a woman married to a man, and he does something great for you, or good, or decent, and you brag to him, say, "Great, thank you, couldn't done it with it," whatever, and they say, "Man, no big deal," whatever. You know what they're saying? They'd say, "I need to hear more of that." It's just, this is part of humanity 101. Girls and their orientation, or in this context, estrogen poisoning, the girls, it's a little different. So they safety is going to be a bigger driver to them. So safety is connected to belonging. So they're really wanting to connect in the game commonly. And so work for them, or helping for them rather, is helping with you. Like boys, it's sort of like they're doing something for you. And I think you're better off leaving them alone if you can. and especially not shaming them. Favorite tool of moms is to shame boys. Very irritating. It's just not going to work. So my mother used to do it all the time. I'd be ashamed, and it don't work. So, I mean, it does when they're little and whatever else, but I'm saying as they grow. So girls in particular, I'm going to argue, really want to do work with you, especially they want to help. And that, I'm not saying there aren't kids with challenges, but generally they want to help, and they want to help with you. And that communication you've got is the thank you, you're a big help. I enjoyed doing this with you. Thanks for doing this with me, that kind of thing. Boys is more of thank you for doing it for me. Good job, right? So good job on the job, what you accomplished. Girls, good job, or estrogen, good job on the togetherness in the doing, right? So that's just something to think about. Look, don't take it as absolute authoritative. This is out of my experience and research and learning. But I think you'll find that if you interact with them subtly different, it works better. We found with our boys, they did better overall if we gave them hard work. And with Laura, it was more like help work. So the boys especially just did some tougher things in the yard and all that. And physically, they were able to do some of these things. But that kind of burned up some of that energy, and I think made them a little more sane during the day.